कुछ नहीं ना
हमारा भी सोडा
हमारा सोडा ना
सोडा
सोडा नहीं चाहिए सोडा
खेला नहीं सोडा
मला हायड से खेलाय से रात से
क्यों हाइड से
रात गाड़ी की सुविधा तुम बाजू से कभी क्यों
फर्स्ट
जाओ मां
चलो
चलो
अभी जो चैप्टर है शायद
लास्ट लेसन
मम्मी बहुत इजी है
मां लास्ट से नहीं
इसकी हो जाएगी
मां कैंसर है मां दिखाओ तेरा पेज
मैम इसको नहीं आते
अरे
लो फॉर अलाउड
अब तो मेरे को ना मेरे ऊपर मत लो
you will have it
in 10
10 standard some part it is
10th I will do ma something I will do
no
you have to score above 95%.
बाद में अभी 10th में
okay so the listen very carefully see industrial revolution so what is the meaning of revolution
Revolution
but here
oh why
इसलिए अर्थ का भी revolution होता है
say now that industries got changed I'll tell you so revolution the meaning of revolution is a sudden or drastic change
evolution and revolution are same. Evolution.
no evolve करने वाला evolution है revolution is a sudden or drastic change otherwise you move you go
no I'm doing my
you go
ma'am you have to tell me this
no you sit there then if you want you can then you go sudden or drastic change see sudden change sometimes new landforms are created suddenly coming due to that volcanic eruption or due to earthquake and all so this is sudden change but in the social system economic system and political system some changes are happening sometimes new countries are forming new political systems are coming wars are taking place because of that some changes are happening all these kind of changes are called
revolution
that means revolution in this field of industry also some changes were taken what was that is called industrial revolution see earlier people used to make the goods by handmade goods the transformation had taken place that handmade to machine made now
I was not
you just go and sit there
no
you want fan
no I also want to go वैसे भी तो
handmade to machine made so when the people are making the goods by hand you know that the things will come with perfection when they are making the goods for example if you are interested in both of you I did not tell Aditya when you are not coming later the class used to be quiet you are just laughing but in paper also you have to show some test papers you are performing well but your handwriting is dirty that is the word I have to use understood you need to improve And systematically you have to write it now. After 1 month you will go to 10th standard. So there you don't have any kind of elimination or deletion or like that. Some parts are deleted, but based on that 10th standard board paper, how it is, you cannot tell. Understood? So you have to be very serious about it. Pradvin also, I have to tell the same thing. Now the school deleted some portions,
They
but
didn't delete it. They cancelled. Same marks.
they have cancelled means 10th standard they cannot do like that. What is
In
given by
10th
the
also, they told mom only told. In science also, not in science.
see 10th standard your school teacher is not making the paper. Board is making the paper, board is giving the syllabus and according to the board syllabus the questions will come.
Yes.
This chapter I am not telling you study or not. That is not my that is point of study. I want to tell that now you are just thinking that the school has removed this part, so we don't have to study. What will happen if you listen? 10th standard, such kind of things will not be there. Everyone will have the same syllabus. There is no school-based changes. Understood? So you have to.
How board papers are?
Well, see how stupid I was.
That is why same pattern only we are having that mock test. So you will get to know. Listen. What I was telling is that when you are doing stitching work by hand, with a lot of care you will do, and there is a final beauty in that work. So many days you may take to complete that work. But when it is done by machines, so many meters of cloth with the same design, same color that what is less time? Less time. So what is that? The first change is handmade to machine made. That is the first. Second, earlier the people used to do that production work at home. So we can say that workshop, and now it is changed to factories. Workshop to factories. Understood? Then so when you are doing that work by hand, you just imagine a Kashmiri shawl. So many days of effort is used for making one shawl. But when it is made in factory, so many shawls can be made.
Mom, either.
I'm just making you to understand the whole thing. What is industrial revolution?
Focus is nice.
That is what, see, here I told you sudden or drastic change. Here that drastic change happened. That is small scale or small numbers that things were produced, now large numbers now. So that is a drastic change. But when we talk about a war have changed the boundaries of the countries, or that some type of changes happen, that is a sudden change. But here, drastic change. So in the field of industry, this way when the changes have taken place, it is called the industrial revolution. Got it clear? Now, another important change. When there is a factory, two groups of people are there. One is that owner of the factory, that person is called a capitalist. Understood? So I have invested the money for the production. That is constructing that.
Owner of the factory.
वो इन्वेस्ट करता है ना तो भाई चैप्टर
माम से पूछ रहा हूँ ना भाई.
See, when I am doing that investment for that building or that factory, for machinery, for appointing the laborers, for purchasing the raw materials, for everything I have to make that investment. So that person is known as, that is, the person who use capital is known as capitalist. So that is what the owner of that factory. Now, another group is workers, socialists. See, these workers work in the factory of that capitalist. Now, this capitalist, when he is investing that money, he wanted to make maximum profit.
Nice.
Understood? See, if I have invested 10 lakh here, I want to make some profit out of it. So my aim is to make a profit, nothing else. So that is why capitalist system in the industry was against the interest of workers, because the workers are exploited in that. If you just imagine that Aditya is the owner of a factory. Okay. Okay. खराब करते हैं, बोल छोड़ दो. Okay. Now, say this. We all are working in his factory. Okay.
Not working, ma'am.
Not working. Okay, you are out. We are working.
हम
We are
निकाल
working.
जाते हैं.
Okay. Now, Aditya, when he invested money, he will ask us to do, that is, instead of that 8 hours, he will ask us to do 12 hours.
No, not that.
No, this earlier time, it was like that. Then only he can make a profit. So, more working hours and less wages, and at the same time working condition also not provided. So working condition means good working atmosphere is required, then only we can work. So that way, earlier capitalists were torturing that workers for a long time. That is long working hours, that low wages, and at the same time they were not provided with the facilities. Now, in the later period, there was a movement started that was called socialism. The socialism, the workers united together and they demanded, because of our work only, you are getting the profit. So, we need a share of the profit. The share of the profit to be divided among the workers. That is why it is called a socialism. अगर हम काम नहीं करेगा तो इसको प्रॉफिट कहाँ से मिलेगा? So that is why you should distribute that profit, not the wages. I am telling that the wages will be there, but at the same time, what profit you are getting to be shared among the workers. So workers will be happy and they will feel to do more. So this type of system came to be known as socialism. So capitalist system we have seen and socialist system. Did you understand all this thing? Let us see that the last part, comparative study. See, one point you have to read. Capitalism, you will get the question. That is 4 points. So capitalism, what it is? Then socialism. One point you read. You will read the second point, both, and third point, fourth point, like that. So we will understand. Last part, comparative study.
Focus.
Yes, here. Okay. Which points are very easy that you have to remember. So we will read all the points and 4 easy points we will learn. Got it? Start.
Capitalism. Capitalism refers to the economic system in which the means of production like labor, raw material, tools, and machines are owned by private individuals or groups of them for profit.
Yes. What is that? Capitalism is a system in which that means of production like land, labor, capital, and raw materials are owned by an individual or group of individuals. Because next year geography that lesson is there. Okay.
Socialism.
Ah.
Socialism refers to the economic system in which the government owns and controls the means of production as factories and distribution of goods.
So socialist system, the government is owning and operating it. So in that case, what is that? There is no aim of making profit. That is, the welfare of the people are considered. Got it? Now second. Go now. You read second.
What's that? No? That is how you
Capitalism believes in free market and it opposed to the government intervention in economics because it believes that government intervention introduces inefficiencies.
See what happened in capitalism. What is happening? Free market. What is produced have to be sold in the market. According to the demand, the things are produced. In economics, you may be studying. Those who are having economic subject, you may be. You are science student. Economic, that is what happened. What is coming in demand? You can see now most of the shops they sell winter wears. So when winter comes, there is a demand for winter clothes. Then when June comes, that raincoats, umbrellas, and other thing. So this is what the market trend. So capitalists produce that type of things. But next point you read, it believes.
It believes that all individuals should have access to basic articles of consumption and public goods for self-regulation.
See, it is not based on making maximum profit. Everyone should get access to that produce. Let us see one example. We will not travel in case of that emergency also by flight. It is very costly, expensive. But we will take the same railways that is owned by government. So government owned things, the journey will be the comfortable journey we can get at the same time, comparatively cheaper rates we can go. So this is what the difference between the government owned thing and private owned. Next point.
He's coming 2 minutes.
You read. See this names. If you are not able to remember, no, you can avoid. Next point you can.
In capitalism, so I have to read third one.
No.
In capitalism, production is for profit, useful goods and services are a byproduct of pursuing profit.
So wait. This I have told you. What is that? Profit is the aim. Continue.
In socialism, production is for use, useful goods and services are produced specifically for their usefulness.
So whatever are the requirements of the people, that is what produced. Okay. Now next.
Capitalism,
Com-
competition for ownership of capital drives
I saw a
economic
girl
activity.
in boys.
प्रवीण ना प्रवीण
पता नहीं लड़का है कि लड़की
प्रवीण जरा प्रवीण
मैं मेरी वाले अंदर जाकर
अरे एक मिनट
तो यूरिनल थी
And create the price system that determines resource allocation, profits are reinvested in the economy.
So what happened in this capitalist system? The profit is reinvested to make more profit. Understood? But in socialism, it is different. Read.
In socialism, economic activities and productivity especially are adjusted by the state to meet human needs and economic demand.
So it is not reinvested in that making more profit, more useful things for the public. That is what the importance of socialism. Next.
Private property, capital, and other goods is the dominant form of properties. Two kinds of property: personal property, such as houses, clothing, etc., owned by an individual. Public property includes factories and means of production owned by the state but with purpose.
In capitalism, there is only one type of property, that is private property. Whereas in socialism, two types. See, individual properties are there. The property like a land, house, and all. That is individual property. At the same time, there are public property. When you are traveling by train, railway station or trains are public property. Or the buildings are public property. So like that, two types of properties can be seen in socialist system. Yes, Pradwin.
Production division are driven by customer demand.
Consumer.
Consumer demand.
Okay.
Individuals choose what to consume, and this choice leads to more competition and better products and services.
See, according to I have told you what the consumer may demand. You just imagine earlier few years back. The type of that mobiles the people use were completely different. And now, according to that new systems, that new varieties of mobile, and at the same time, they are including new softwares also. So depends upon the need, new varieties, and it is also not made costlier, affordable way it is available. So the producer, especially the capitalists, know what the demands are. Accordingly, they are producing. Socialism part.
Production decisions are driven more by the state than by consumer demand. This mom is making me laugh, and he also are made on the basis of human consumption needs and economic demands.
So here the decisions are taken by the government only. It is not according to that individual demand. What maximum number of people will purchase, and that also at affordable prices. That type of things are produced by government, or the concern of the government is to produce the things which can be affordable to maximum number of people, not the individual demand. Clear?
It relies on markets to determine investment, production, and distribution decisions.
What is that? Three important aspects are there: investment, production, and distribution. See, now your parents are making investment on you.
No in land.
Why? Why do you
So that investment have to produce in the form of returns. So that is what every family, every parent is thinking about. If you are not giving good returns, they will feel bad. That is what the individual is. But in the field of capitalism, or in capitalism, what they are thinking only three this thing. I'm making investment, and this investment is for the production, and the production is for distribution, and then this is coming back to investment, and again that production, and again distribution. It is like a cycle. So this activity continuously taking place. But on the other side, socialism, it is not like that. What is happening? Yes, it relies.
It relies on planning predetermined investment and production discipline. Planning may be centralized or decentralized.
So we know that we heard about economic planning. Government is making the planning. Central government is making that plans for 5 years or that 20 years or whatever is there. Again, state government is also making. We know that when the government is making the plans, they are thinking in a futuristic way. That is what comes in the future. For example, you have heard about that airport, Navi Mumbai airport.
Yes.
The planning has been started 35 years back. So that must, earlier they have planned for Navi Mumbai also one airport is required. That also should be international airport. And Ulve Panvel, that is connecting together and all.
First commercial landing done.
Yes. Jet Airways already. Now, what was that? In order to implement it, so much planning is required. So that planning is done in the national level and state level. Even though it is called as Navi Mumbai Airport, it is not only. So it is not exactly in Panvel, it is connecting between Ulve. Okay, so what we were telling, it requires a lot of planning for implementing it. And its work started 20 years back, the work started. Still it is not completed. So for that, the people have to be removed from that, and they had to be relocated. 2 rivers have to be diverted. The hills have to be demolished. So much.
The buildings.
The big buildings were not there. Earlier itself it was removed, and their villages were there. These villages have to be removed, and they had to be given money, and they had to be relocated and all. So much planning is required. So that can be done only by government. Secondly, if you see that we are getting electricity, private producers are also there. Tata is there, Reliance, they are also producing. But it is collected by the government, and government is selling at a nominal cost. If it is sold at a cost according to the production cost, we cannot afford it. So government is distributing it at the nominal cost. Did you get it? If you are going to a government hospital or government school or government institution, most of that services we can get at comparatively cheaper rate. But when you are going to private facilities, stepping into that place itself, they start charging. You just imagine that is with the help of a music and injection is given, then also the pain will be the same. Music is being played, but the pain is not going. But the and what happened? I heard. You take my camera. No facility is provided.
So many facilities. See, two ACs.
You just imagine if you are starting such a thing, can you provide all the facilities?
No.
Yes.
You to provide everyone according to that need. Can you appoint that many teachers for this work, that work, and all everything? No. That is how can it be provided in a comparatively better way? That is what. No, it is not a very easy task. Everything have to be controlled, everything have to be supervised, everything have to be provided. You know that is in a centralized place, all the work is taking place timely. You just think today you are writing the paper and within this many days you have to get the mark, you have to get the paper. The work to be done according to that planning. In a small other type of institution, will it take place? No, it is really very much effort is required, very much planning is required. No delay should be there in providing this all things. Outside standing and marching is easy, but when we are inside, Aryan, okay. Examples you read.
Examples of countries where capitalism is the predominant economic system are USA, the UK, Canada, Australia.
These are the examples of capitalist countries.
Examples of countries where socialism is prevalent are China, Finland, Sweden, Norway.
Okay, got to know about what is socialism and capitalism. Okay.
Questions.
Good questions.
Which book is that?
No, it is. I'm not.
Hey boys, that's a little relax. मैम सिलेक्ट हो गया क्या?
मैम
सिलेक्ट हो गया?
रोज एक एक घंटा हिस्ट्री पढ़ूंगा
We can go now.
I am giving important questions for the mock test.
अरे यार
Mock test.
See,
मैम नेक्स्ट
first
मैम
part.
mock test में मेरे एग्जाम जनवरी से पीछे चल रहे हैं. मैं mock test
तो देना
मेरा
पड़ेगा.
सेल्फ
मैं कैसे दूंगा? मैं भी
मैं दूंगा
मैं जनवरी से पीछे एग्जाम था. So how am I doing?
When is
Don't
your
give
the mock test?
My birthday is January.
22nd.
जनवरी 11
भाई जनवरी को बर्थडे है, जनवरी में एग्जाम.
4 दिन पहले पैदा हुआ था
Your mock test takeable according to that when
2nd January. 22nd January.
22nd.
अब my birthday is on 15 January and exam was started.
तो मेरा जैसे
See,
कोई ना मना
the part
मेरा
1
जैसे हुआ था
is of MCQ.
एक बार वीडियो सेलिब्रेट कर पढ़ा नहीं बोलते ये
मैं what is this
डांस के साथ मिलता है
See, part 1 is of MCQs.
Ma'am, should I
How
write?
many questions?
कंपलसरी
Ma'am, क्योंकि simple. Should I write?
नहीं कंपलसरी है मम्मी
Yes. Okay. Part 6. You see that? The MCQs are of
मार्क 20
16.
मार्क्स प्रोजेक्ट
Now, the second part That is also compulsory.
The Redley.
This is question number 1.
Part one.
Now question 2. Question 2 is having 7 questions. They are compulsory.
2 marks each, na?
Like pattern. They come like pattern.
Paper बता रहे हैं.
Paper pattern.
They are compulsory. That is
No options है ना?
no. That part no option is there.
I have options in the exam.
No, options will come after.
No, option. We also have options.
नहीं इसमें नहीं option होता नहीं.
इसमें last वाले में last question में
Last में.
We don't have options.
No, it is not there.
इसमें नहीं.
इसमें नहीं है option.
यूटी में नहीं था.
No.
Second part में options है.
This part 1, second question is not having any options. All 7 questions are compulsory. So that the first part comprises of 30 marks.
Yes.
Got it?
One
Now,
mark weakness.
eh?
One mark weakness.
One mark for bullet.
Part 2. Part 2. That is question number 3. It is having attempt any 2 questions.
Part two, section B is not there.
Huh?
Section A, section B is not there.
Section A is the
Part two. Okay.
part 2, section A. Section A only attempt any 2. Any 2 means 3 questions are there.
Why? That's fine.
3. You wait and see. You listen. What is that 5 and all? I am telling you. See this one. Question number 3. Question number 4 and question number 5. Out of that 3. Understood? This questions will be first 3. That means question number A is 3 mark. B is 3 mark.
We know this, ma'am.
So this part is from civics.
Each question has 10 marks.
This is from civics.
Yeah.
So what is that? We got 30 mark
Ma'am, same format.
and 20 mark for civics. Now part 2 B. Section B. Section B, attempt any 3.
Out of 5.
Okay. Attempt any 3. 5 questions are there.
Question 2 is for marks.
It's written, no?
30 में लिखा है. तो नीचे और ऊपर का
16 plus 14.
30.
40.
Plus 20 is equal to 50.
40.
Okay, this part. And here attempt any 3.
History.
Again, this one is also all the questions are carrying 10 mark. Understood? 10 mark also sometimes what can be there? If 2 parts are there, 2 also can be coming. Or this 3 plus 3 plus 4.
Like structure based.
It is structure based.
Picture based will come. Picture.
Picture based also is there.
हमको आता है.
Clear? The idea you got? So this carries how much mark?
30 marks.
30.
Yes. Same.
I have told you, no?
What
The
is
same.
time limit? Time limit.
2 hours paper.
2 hours, right?
2 hours paper, but 15 minutes for reading.
Reading. Yeah.
Understood. Now, few questions you can write for.
Ma'am, next class, please.
No.
If you want, I have told you, you go.
अरे पढ़ाई करा.
Focus.
MCQs you have to see. Okay. Uh, with reference to local self-government,
Ma'am, how many questions? बताओ.
local self-government in bracket rural,
Ma'am, civics is done.
Just switch off.
everything done.
Ma'am, lower cell government.
Explain.
Just switch off the AC.
But
No,
I
ma'am.
cannot.
It's outside.
I cannot.
The number is already very
You go and tell. Now, one. Explain any three functions of Panchayat Samiti.
Ma'am, local cell government said.
Explain any three functions of Panchayat Samiti.
Panchayat Samiti. Second, state the composition of Gram Panchayat.
And state what?
State.
Then third part, what do you mean by Gram Sabha? Fully to be explained. 4 mark means
Yeah.
Gram Sabha.
पंचायत नीचे मैं पढ़ा पंचायत.
What do you?
मैं ग्राम सभा फोकस.
नहीं हाँ. ग्राम सभा.
Then next, with reference to elections of India, with reference to elections of India, explain the following questions. Okay,
Ma'am,
first one.
with
Elections.
One. State the types of elections.
I know.
You just write
Lives.
types of elections held in India.
Only state.
state.
State the types of elections held in.
From different questions will come.
Huh?
From different questions will come.
No, let us try. Okay, first one. Second, explain
Sixth question.
the concept of you don't have, right? Concept of by elections in your own words.
I remember now that some retirement happens after 5 years.
Of term age.
See.
By election.
Then basically.
See, this is what your
That is the right answer.
overconfidence.
No, ma'am. Same answer.
State
Written for example,
two differences between direct and indirect elections.
Ma'am, direct people would answer. Indirect people
What chapter should I omit in civics?
अरे एग्जाम में था यार.
Huh? What chapter should I omit in civics? Salient features का दो.
खुद ही
अगर वही आया तो
नहीं मेरे को ऑप्शन नहीं है.
मॉक टेस्ट का
छह तो 3 क्वेश्चन है। अच्छा मॉक टेस्ट मैं फर्स्ट टाइम पूछ रहा
सेकंड करना
सेकंड
पहली बार पूछ रहे पहली बार है
सेकंड टर्म में व्हाट्स इट नहीं वो चैप्टर नहीं कर मैं
मत कर
तो कौन से नहीं करूं
एलिमेंट
सिलेक्ट फीचर्स निकाल
मत कर दीजिए
सिलेक्ट फीचर्स में तो एक छोटा बॉडी छोटा क्या बोल सही बोल
Explain the following.
Same elections. Elections.
Following basic features of elections. No. Next question. No? 3 means I have told you now out of 3. No?
So now it's 7.
Explain. 7. No, I have told you. Each question is having 3.
Question number 3 now.
Explain the following basic features of Indian Constitution.
Okay. Explain the basic features of the Indian Constitution.
1. Single citizenship. Universal adult franchise.
Omitted? Universal.
No, it is not omitted.
Okay, the Constitution में chapter है.
It is Constitution.
Any exam में.
हाँ.
अरे भाई मॉक टेस्ट पूरा बुक आ रहा है
अरे
कोई एग्जाम नहीं
Constitution.
omitted part तो omitted है.
Omitted part is not coming, but the whatever is given in the syllabus, it is included. Fundamental rights.
क्या हो
Distinguish between fundamental rights and
Directive principle of state.
fundamental duties.
मैं बोला नहीं
It is given in the 2 parts, no?
Yeah.
yes
What do you want? Then
Time pass. Me studying the class doesn't So shameful.
फोकस
Focus link.
okay, one more is required, no?
yes last question
No.
Wait.
पढ़ा तुमने
This one you can write state any 4 differences between fundamental rights and directive principles.
ये तो आता है मैम नेक्स्ट
मैं पता है इसके चैप्टर में बस एक ही है फंडामेंटल राइट्स और डीपीएस बस एक
Okay.
फंडामेंटल राइट्स एंड
और चलो
Directive principles.
खत्म
चलो
आज की
और पढ़ाई
Okay.
Distinguish between municipal corporation and municipal community.
Different chapter.
Last, rural, urban.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second.
Oh.
With reference to municipal corporation,
Which part is cancelled for that will come?
no part, the part which is cancelled is not going to come.
If it came.
Oh.
We are having the syllabus with the no. What is that? Answer the following questions. State its composition. Municipal corporation, the corporation state its composition. Any four functions of the corporation. Okay.
We have one more question is required.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Let's see.
Thank you, ma'am.
Then I have told you, you don't talk like this, you go.
You go out of the
Break. Break जाने Which textbook? Seri.
नहीं भाई मॉर्निंग सर
आता है?
मॉर्निंग सर नहीं बोल अच्छा मैम और कुछ सर ने हिस्ट्री का नहीं आता
No, it is not.
With reference to Renaissance,
इतना बड़ा कैसा बोल
answer the following questions.
राइट बस ये
What is the meaning of Renaissance?
That question.
Oh, I'm just drafting and telling. No, it's not good.
ड्राफ्ट
Second,
Now first question.
what is the meaning of Renaissance?
Renaissance.
Next. Any three causes for the rise of Renaissance?
Any?
Three causes for the rise of Renaissance. Next, any four difference between capitalism and socialism?
And what it was with reference to
It says for now.
No, that question will be like that. Okay, this part. As a result of this, all changes in modern age.
Modern age.
The question will come. You will not worry about it. I want to include that. Yes.
हम स्टार्ट में लिखा 1093 so we will give 5% now groups
Yes,
so we'll study only the chapters if you want to
but
you'll give mixed
huh?
you'll give all the mixed questions
Not all the mixed questions, but still some of this modern period can be mixed one. Okay.
Like modern Europe period.
Yes, you are very
lazy boy.
lazy, no.
Ooh.
Means,
so annoyed type no annoyed
अरे यार.
restless.
yes
Question is right? What to do?
हाँ, इधर तो इतना ही है, घर पे तो और भी है।
Okay.
देखोगे जब पता नहीं
With reference to information, you write. With reference to information, answer the following. 1.
information.
Mention any three search practices. Any three search practices that caused
Now with search, we have two types.
यार
which practices that cause dissatisfaction among the people. B.
B.
A is that first question. That one. How did new learning become a factor that led to reformation? I have told you long back, go. But you are still sitting. Who were the Protestants? By what other names? That one is not Protestants. Counter Reformation only we have done.
Yes.
Nice.
You can go, my God.
Yes, I told you.
You can go.
Now,
I've been stopping you.
because
I've been stopping you.
I am
You can
not
go out of
giving
the
anybody, that is your mistake.
Yes.
go.
This one you have to see the painting shown in Mona Lisa.
Paintings of Mona Lisa.
A painting that based on that question will be asked. Okay. Then you have to learn about Da Vinci's important work. Who was he? What were his important works?
क्या?
Leonardo da Vinci is there, no?
Leonardo da Vinci.
His famous was Last Supper, Virgin of the Rocks. Yeah. Okay. Then this one. I also have
भाई बेचना
few questions.
क्या बेच रहे हो?
But still that part.
देखा नाम ने ऊपर किया तो
You so
बढ़िया
Okay, bye. You study nicely.
Was it last class?
Yes.
we will do two
Bye, man.
Bye.
We will be very
Bye, man.
Do well. Aditya, you have to work. Then next thing is that be little bit serious. If any doubt is there, doubtful part
I'll take
is
extra
there.
class.
Just
Savings का लेके
We don't take
भाई तू सीरियस लेता तो मैंने फोन कर रहा है बस